Listen to this. Creaminess. What's good? RJ Bukulo here with another mechanical keyboard review for you, this time from the guys at Mchose. Not too long ago, Mchose released the GX87, a budget aluminum-bodied TKL keyboard that made waves in the keyboard community with its insane creamy stock typing experience. Their latest keyboard is the G87, which appears to be an even more budget version of the GX87, sacrificing the CNC aluminum for plastic, but keeping that amazing typing sound profile that made the GX87 such a hit. Mchose were kind enough to send me a sample of the brand new G87 for testing and review. As always, these are my own honest thoughts and opinions. First, let's unbox this thing. Although the original GX87 was a tank with its CNC aluminum body, the G87 isn't a featherweight either, with a pretty solid build considering its all plastic construction. It weighs in over 1,000 grams, which is pretty impressive. It does seem to be a taller and thicker than average keyboard body, and it has a tightly packed interior housing 5 layers of sound dampening as well as a gasket mounted flex cut plate and PCB, and 2 whopping 5,000 mAh batteries. More about that later. The G87 has a pretty minimal design aesthetic on this TKL 80% layout, with no ostentatious branding or design elements other than a nifty volume wheel, and the minimal branding next to it against a dark mirror-like plate. At first, I thought this mirror reflective design would be tacky and distracting, but it does seem to add a subtle premium touch to the keyboard. A neat little design element is a compartment that stores a wireless USB dongle, which is housed by a magnetic dust-free metal cover that can be accessed with a simple push. Lastly, the G87 variant I chose was a minimal yet stylish cyan blue colorway over a white keyboard body. But there are also other colorways and styles available, such as side-printed gradient sets and the now trendy topographical designs. The volume wheel itself, an alternative to a typical rotary knob design, is actually very useful and accessible, sitting just above the arrow keys. With a single finger, you can quite easily adjust your volume level or mute the volume entirely. It works exactly like a scroll wheel that you'd find on a mouse, almost identical to the ones here on my Rappo ergonomic mouses. It even has the same tactile feedback. It's actually a very efficient design, especially when you consider that it takes 2 fingers, your index and your thumb, to operate a typical rotary knob. Plus, your hand has to travel all the way to the top corner of your keyboard where most knobs are placed. Additionally, this volume wheel design takes up less space than your regular knob, which often takes the place of a potential function key like print screen or home button on a keyboard layout without a knob. What made the aluminum GX87 so special and well regarded was its amazing typing experience. Mchose proves that you don't exclusively need aluminum metal casing to achieve that dreamy and creamy sound profile, because the plastic G87 sounds just as amazing. The secret sauce here, apart from the sandwich-packed 5 layers of sound dampening and gasket mount structure, is a very impressive cabbage tofu switch V2, a linear switch with a palm stem construction and an operating force of 45 GF. Mchose calls it superior hi-fi mahjong sound, which, if you're Chinese or Asian descent, will know is a reference to the traditional glassy tiles used in the game called mahjong. It really is one of the best stock typing experiences I've ever had. Of course, this is all subjective, but the great thing is you can always subtract or take out some of the sound dampening layers to give the sound profile more resonance to your liking. The G87 has dual driver support, meaning you can either download their Mchose Hub software for customization options and firmware updates, or access the web-only driver, which is a nice option for those who are wary of downloading third-party or foreign software that may have potential malware or spyware issues. The G87 comes with a whopping 10,000 mAh battery capacity, which equates to about 111 days of uninterrupted use, which is insane. Not only does the larger battery capacity makes the keyboard last longer, but Mchose have incorporated NTC Smart Temperature Control, which helps optimize power management for consistent performance and a longer overall lifespan. This has to be the best battery life I've seen in a keyboard so far. And this is only a budget keyboard. On the topic of budget, one of the best things going for this keyboard is the price tag. Sure, it ain't aluminum, but for the amazing stock typing experience you're getting, as well as that superior battery life, super useful volume wheel, and some pretty awesome design variants, you are getting so much value here for the little that you're paying for. If you compare it with some similar price competitors, you have the Aula F87 Pro that goes for cheaper right now, but doesn't have a volume control and only has a 4,000 mAh battery capacity. The Royal Clutch R87 Pro is an interesting one, with its uniquely hot swappable volume knob, similarly linear creamy switches, and QMK via support, but it's limited to wired-only connection. The Womier Retro M87 Pro definitely has more visual flair with its unabashedly retro design and sports a smart mini OLED display next to the volume knob, but unfortunately suffers from wireless connectivity issues and a not so creamy stock typing experience, with its generic switches and limited 3 layers of sound dampening. In summary, you'll find that the Mchose G87 is a feature-stacked TKL keyboard with an incredible typing experience, all for a very competitive price. Although this is a pretty amazing stock pre-built keyboard, if ever you feel the need to mod and tweak the keyboard yourself, opening the keyboard is not so convenient. It uses the snap-on style casing, which requires wedges and prying tools to snap, unlock, and pull apart, which is incredibly frustrating and even downright scary if you're not used to this kind of casing. Scared to break it, that is. I still prefer regular screwed-in cases, or better yet, the rapid disassembly style from a ball catch system, which I've yet to see on a plastic keyboard. The other con I have with this keyboard is not the keyboard itself, but rather the instructions that came with the keyboard, which is completely in Chinese. Even the keyboard shortcuts represented in diagrams, I still can't ascertain the corresponding functions. I'm just hoping I received these Chinese instructions because this was an early pre-production unit sent out for testing, and that the final production unit will come with complete English instructions. Mchose have done it again with the G87, offering a premium stock typing experience accessible to the masses with its relatively budget price tag. This would be above and beyond a great first mechanical keyboard, or even an upgrade to your first mechanical keyboard. And with its ridiculously massive battery capacity and pretty solid build, it's a mech keyboard that will stay with you for a very long time. If you're interested in purchasing this keyboard, be sure to check out the product link below in the description. And if you found value in this video, please do help support the channel by hitting the like button or subscribe to my channel to see more awesome content like this. As I like to always say, why settle with boring? Make life click.